What's up and welcome to the Sixers break room. I'm going to be breaking down last night's terrible loss to the Detroit Pistons, but I'm going to save my Philadelphia 76ers rant, breakdown, synopsis, opinions to a separate video. I'm going to be dropping a video, I think, tomorrow where I'm just going to be talking about the Sixers, the state of the team, the problems that I think they have, what's going on with them. But for now, I want to actually break down the Detroit Pistons and let's, rather than getting emotional and getting upset, let's break down how the Pistons won this game and how they were effective. In this first clip here, you're going to see Cade Cunningham get to the basket. Cade Cunningham is one of my favorite young players in the league. I am a sucker for big 6'5", 6'6", 6'7" guards that can put the ball on the floor, can put the ball on the hoop, gets guys involved. Like LaMelo Ball is one of my favorite players in the NBA right now. I'm still a big Ben Simmons guy. Like I'm a big fan of big point guards. And you're gonna see here, right? We get this little screen to get Cade a little room because Matisse Thybulle has to help a little bit. That's gonna get Cade open, and now he's gonna play this little two-man game with the big. One thing that I like about Cade Cunningham is because of his size and strength, he's able to get to the basket and finish on big defenders. Joel Embiid is 7'2", 280 pounds, and watch as Cade gets downhill here, right? And he sees this lane. Joel Embiid probably needs to do a better job of being in front of the ball. You got Maxey helping on the backside. If he's a foot over, you probably stop that drive, but he's not. Cade sees the lane and he goes, gets it with the contact. Not a lot of contact, but there was some contact there. At 6'7", he's able to finish through that. You can see here, once again, at a different angle, Joel Embiid, as we play this clip, we're going to play it in slow motion here. Joel Embiid, he starts to step up. He's in a good spot, but right there, as he starts to shift back to his man, he's going to get out of position just a little bit. He needs to stay right here, keep Cade in front of him, and let Thybulle get back in front of the ball, but he doesn't. He shifts back to the big, and that gives Cade this lane right here to go finish in traffic. Now, there's been a big fuss all over Twitter about the bench. The problem with the Sixers is the bench. The bench scoring is an issue. It's not the problem, right? Take a look here, and the Detroit Pistons did this quite often last night. Right, we get a missed wide open layup, and then Detroit pushes the ball. Joel Embiid and Thybulle, they're just jogging back, right? You get a little give and go, kick out to the corner. You're playing 4-on-3. That's a wide open shot, right? That has nothing to do with the bench scoring or the bench issues. That's guys just not hustling back on defense, right? Here's another instance here on how the Detroit Pistons were able to beat the Philadelphia 76ers. You're going to get a Kelly Olynyk block, and you're going to see, take a look right now. You have 1, 2, 3, 4 guys, right? He's not running back, and you're going to have Danny Green and Shake Milton kind of jogging back on defense. And the Pistons, they're just going to push it up the floor. Like, let's go, we're out of here. Shake's trying to hustle back, but nobody else really is, and you get a lob over the top. The formula for beating the Sixers, just push the ball, and they're not going to get back on defense more times than they are. So this next clip here is actually, this is going to be a breakdown of the offense. So this is called flex. The Detroit Pistons run this flex offense a lot from the sideline out of bounds. You're going to get a pass here, and you're going to get a swing, right? So Kelly Olynyk's going to pop up. You're going to get the swing right there to the opposite big. When you swing the ball, you're going to have this player here set a screen, and you're going to get a flex cut from number 5. He's going to basket cut, and then the big is going to come down and screen for him to come up. This is called flex offense, and the Detroit Pistons ran it really well. So you're going to see, as we slow it down here, you get the inbounds. Kelly Olynyk is going to pop up, and you get that swing to Kelly Olynyk. Once that swing happens, that's what number 5, who I think is Frank Jackson, that's what he's waiting on. So you get this flex screen here. He's going to the basket, and then you have this down screen the screener action for him to come up. So here you're going to see the Detroit Pistons are able to hit the guy on the flex cut for a layup. Later on, they hit the guy coming off the pin down screen. So here you go. Decent screen. You see the down screen being set up for later in the game, and then you get 2 points. Again, that's called flex. On this next clip, I really want to just highlight how good Cade Cunningham is. Like a month or two ago, people were wondering if he was going to be a bust, which was ridiculous. I was trying to tell everybody, just relax. Like, he's a rookie. He was hurt to start the year. It takes time. Like, not everybody goes out and dominates in game number 1. Like, we have to relax on these expectations. But just look at Cade coming off the ball screen, right? Nothing's really there. Be patient, right? Square up, see what your defender's gonna do. Gets him to overplay, split 2, finish over Joel Embiid. Like, yo, that's so tough. Like, this is such a tough play from Cade Cunningham. He is going to be a star in the league. So tough. And then here we have a clip in transition, and you'll see Cade's vision, right? Like, he's able to just he's in complete control. Like, he's seeing the game so clearly right now. He's been playing at such a high level. Patient. He knows he's got Tyrese Maxey, right? Tyrese Maxey staring at the ball. Joel Embiid is staring at the ball. And you got Marvin Bagley just creeping behind the defense. He knows that. He didn't give it up too early. If he gives it up too early, you don't get a dunk, right? But he's patient, gets all the way to the free throw line, lobs it up. Cade Cunningham has been playing at a super high level. The Detroit Pistons have some young pieces, man. They got some young pieces that can be really good. Saddiq Bey, Cade Cunningham, Marvin Bagley. He's been dealing with injuries, but he's a good player. Like, they definitely have pieces down the line. An element of Cade Cunningham's game that also makes him unique is because he's such a big guard at 6'7", probably about 200, 220 pounds. You can actually have him set screens and roll to the basket, right? So here you're going to have a Cade screen on Tyrese Maxey, and they're looking to get that mismatch. Tyrese Maxey is much smaller than Cade Cunningham, so you get the switch, and on the roll, you give Cade Cunningham an opportunity to play inside against Maxey. The Pistons see this as a mismatch. Late switch at that, but then Cade Cunningham, I'm bigger than you. I'm going to just shoot it over the top, and I'm going to go get a bucket in the paint. He has so many layers to his game, man. Cade is legit. Cade is going to be a bona fide star in this league. Here, let's talk about, this is pretty bad defense by the 76ers, but it's also Cade Cunningham reading the defense, not predetermining what he's going to do, and making a play. So you have this screen here for Cade to drive left. Cade, while is developing to be a pretty solid shooter, he's not a great outside shooter. Joel Embiid doesn't need to be hedging so hard here. If Joel Embiid would have played some drop coverage and just stay here by the three-point line, that would have given, I believe this is Shake Milton. No, that's James Harden. That would have given James Harden an opportunity to go underneath the screen, get back in front of the ball, right, and live to play another action or two. Instead, Joel Embiid gets super aggressive here, hedging this screen. Look how high up he is. He even starts to double it a little bit. He reaches for the ball. You reach, I teach. Cade Cunningham keeps his composure. And now, here's the problem. So the first issue was Joel Embiid stepping up too high. The second problem is when you're the on-ball defender, your job is to make him use this screen and go left. See, a lot of people think like, oh, I don't want him to use the screen, then he's going to be open. Like, it's actually the opposite. When you're playing defense here, you want him, in this case, the way we're defending it, you want him to use the screen. Now, if you're icing the screen, there is a technique to pick and roll defense called icing the screen. And in that case, you are trying to force him to go the other way. But Joel Embiid is playing this on the side that the big is screening to. So James has to funnel him this way because that's where his help is. So the first mistake, in my opinion, doesn't make me right, just my opinion. The first mistake was the fact that Joel Embiid got too high on this pick and roll defense, especially this far from the basket. But the second mistake is right here when James Harden lets him turn the corner. And you'll even see right in this moment right here, boom, Cade Cunningham has now turned the corner and he has the entire lane to go get a basket. And I'm going to tell you why. Because if Maxey decides to slide over and help, you get an easy kick for corner three, which we already have talked about so many times on this channel you don't want to give up. If Tobias Harris slides over, one, that's going to be so deep into the paint that you're not really going to get much of a contest here anyway in the restricted zone. But once again, you would give up a wide open corner three to a capable shooter. So because James Harden let him turn the corner and did not force him to use that screen, I mean, the whole defense is broken down. You get this lane straight down the lane, Everybody collapses. And in this moment, you got Corey Joseph wide open for a three if you want. Let's go slow. You got Corey Joseph wide open for a three. He could throw the ball into Bagley, but you can see Toby is actually doing a little stunt here. Like, he's not really stepping. He's stunting at the ball and then trying to get back a little bit. Realizes it's too late, and Cade Cunningham is too good. I mean, if you let him get 4 feet from the basket without contesting him, he's going to get a layup. I mean, look at it from this view. There's nobody in front of him. Let's break down this possession here. You're going to get a swing to Saddiq Bey, another really good young player for the Detroit Pistons. Like I said, they got some pieces, man. you're going to get a drive here, a baseline drive. On this baseline drive, you're going to see everybody has to rotate. So Toby's going to have to drop down and Maxey is going to have to drop down. One of the things that actually makes this so effective is the fact that Cade gave the ball up early. So when the big is coming up here to set pick and roll, that draws Joel Embiid away from the basket, right? Once Joel Embiid was drawn away from the basket, Cade didn't play with it. Let me give it up because now I know we can attack the paint without the big man in there to protect the rim. So you get this baseline drive, and on that, he draws two. You guys know the rule. When you draw two, you have to kick. Toby does a really good job of dropping in to help. Tyrese Maxey actually does a really good job of taking away the opposite dead spot, right? Like, that's what Maxey has to do. Saddiq Bey here is just going to make a really, really good pass. Like, this pass is a lot tougher to make than people think, but he sees that when Maxey drops down, I have a shooter wide open on the opposite wing. It's just a matter of, can I make this pass? And you'll see Saddiq Bey, he actually is able to make that pass, right? That's a really tough pass to make over four guys in help defense. You get a wide open three, bang. Here you're going to get a little bit of a horn set. Horn set is one of the most popular sets in the NBA. For those of you who maybe haven't seen a previous video, horn set, you have your point guard at the top with the ball. You're going to have a guy at the elbow, corner, and there's another guy here down in the corner. And you're going to see in this horn set, we get a little throw into the elbow to Cade, and you're going to get a double screen here. So what this double screen does is it puts a lot of pressure on these three defenders, right? It puts a lot of pressure on Matisse Thybulle. First of all, it says a lot about Cade Cunningham that the Sixers put Matisse Thybulle on him in this game, because Matisse Thybulle is our best defender. So clearly, the Sixers staff view Cade Cunningham as the biggest threat. But you're going to see Cade is going to get stuck. It's a really good screen, and he knows the second screen's coming. So rather than trying to fight through both, they switch. You get an immediate switch here, which already would be a little bit of a mismatch because of the size difference. But now on the second screen here, great screen by Marvin Bagley. Now you get an additional switch. And now you have Niang guarding Cade Cunningham, which is a mismatch on the perimeter. But more importantly, you get Marvin Bagley going up against Tyrese Maxey, 6'10 versus about 6'2. We already know how that's going to go. He senses that mismatch, right? Rather than play with it, let me dive to the basket because I know he gets right by and you get a lob over the top. Right? Something that cannot be understated here is the fact that if we bring it back on this dive, look what Saddiq Bey does. This is called basketball IQ. Saddiq Bey lifts. What that's going to do is that pulls Shake Milton out of this help. If Saddiq Bey stays in this corner, well, that gives Shake the ability to come in and help on this lob. But because of the lift, and not only the lift, but look at Cade Cunningham's eyes. Cade is looking off Shake Milton, right? That's, again, Cade is so good, man. His IQ is very high. He's looking off Shake Milton here. So he's watching the guy lift. And what does that do? When he watches the guy lift, Shake has to follow, right? Shake Milton has to go up with him, or it's a wide open three from the wing, which he doesn't want to give up. And just that look away right there is enough to throw it over the top. You get Shake realizing like, oh man, and bang. Another guy I want to highlight in these clips here is this guy number 7. I don't know this guy's name. If you guys know his name, let me know in the comment section, man. I'm not gonna be one of these guys. Like, I could look it up, but I don't want to be fake and just act like, oh, I know everybody in the NBA. If you guys know his name, man, let me know in the comment section, because this dude is pretty tough. And not that James Harden is a great defender, but watch that he just puts James Harden in a blender right here. Like, bink, drive, and because James Harden is putting that blender, it forces DeAndre Jordan to come in and help, right? And once he comes into this area to help, look at all this space right here. I mean, that's a solid 23 feet of space, right? A corner three is what? 22 feet 9 inches, I believe. That's 20 feet of space, which any NBA player is probably going to hit this shot, especially because everybody works on a corner three. Even if you don't think a guy can shoot, he probably can hit a corner three. Here's another high IQ basketball play from Cade Cunningham. First of all, you're going to get this like little phantom screen here from this guy number 7. He's running up like he's going to screen, but he actually immediately slips. And you're going to see what this does is it causes Danny Green to kind of hesitate for a little. Not very long, but long enough that it's something they could think about going back to, because he's kind of open there, right? Tough angle. But next you have Kelly Olynyk coming up. to set an actual screen. But he starts to come up like he's going to screen him this way, and then he's going to immediately jump to the other side. And watch what James Harden does. As Kelly Olynyk comes up here, because he's late, he's going to rush to defend the screen this way. And Cade, seeing him overplay, is just going to cross it over and go back to his right. And once he crosses it over and he goes back to his right, as we'll see here, bent crossover, James Harden is completely out of position. Right, the screen is on this side now. If he had been up a little bit earlier, he would have been able to react to it, but he's late. And now Cade sees this wide open lane, and watch this finish. I'm going to keep it in slow motion because this is just such a tough finish. Right hand, right foot, contested on 2 defenders, and he's able to finish. Let's take a look at another example here. So Kelly Olynyk set a screen here for Cade to come off of it. He's looking for the ball, but he's not going to get the ball in this case. We get the pass to Olynyk, and we get a dribble handoff. Maxey is a little bit late reacting, but I think he anticipated a switch between him and Thibault, but he doesn't get it, so you get this dribble handoff. On this dribble handoff, James Harden isn't leaving any space for Tyrese Maxey to get through, so Tyrese Maxey ends up bumping into his own player, allowing their guy to turn the corner. When he does, Joel Embiid knows that he needs to protect the rim. Toby sees Joel Embiid's player cutting in, so Toby tries to take the cutaway, and number 7 does a great job of just finding the open man in the corner. I mean, their ball movement was so good. Bang. Again, it's the complete opposite of what we've been seeing from the Philadelphia 76ers. The Pistons just continue to move the ball. So yeah, man, that's my breakdown. The Detroit Pistons have a really nice young core. Like, I'm not saying that they're going to be a playoff team next year or anything like that, but you got Cade Cunningham, who is going to be a superstar in this league. You got Sadiq Bey, who proved he could put the ball in the hoop. You got Marvin Bagley, who, if he stays healthy, is going to be a player. You put some veterans around these guys, and you really got something that you can actually build off of. You got your star of the future in Cade, and that's the hardest part in the NBA, right? Is getting your star. You need a star in today's NBA to compete. They got theirs. It's just a matter of developing him, and I think that he will. The Sixers are continuing this downward trend. Like I said, I'm going to put out a whole separate video. I don't even know if it's going to be a film breakdown or just me in front of the camera just talking about them, but I definitely have some opinions about the Sixers, and I got to get those out on wax. But what do you guys think of this Detroit Pistons team? Do you guys think that this team has some young pieces that they can really build on? I want to know what you guys think of Cade Cunningham, because I think Cade Cunningham is going to be a star in this league. I think he has the potential to be a top 5 player one day, definitely a top 10 player one day. I think he's that talented and that good, but I want to know what you guys think in the comment section below. If you haven't liked the video, of course, go ahead and like the video. Subscribe to the channel today. Turn on that bell so you know when I'm dropping new content. And I never say this, but follow me on Twitter at the Sixers Breakroom on Twitter, because I'm on there too. I will see you guys on the next video. Peace out.